No, this is dumb. This is dumb. We're never going to find an opener. This is stupid. Let's start the show.
A modern podcast where Chris and Mike talk about TV, movies, superheroes, and everything in between. It's time for Superhero Slate.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Superhero Slate, the show where we run down the latest superhero entertainment news.
We love TV, movies, and superheroes, so let's talk it all out.
My name is Chris Dillard.
And my name's Mike Royer.
And things this week are about to get extinct.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we're going to have to get over that. Star Wars gives us some new deets. TV releases are coming strong, and more.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds good. This seems a little light this week.
It is a little light, but there's a lot, but it's like one thing for each topic, it seems like.
Oh, man, I got some good news, though.
What's some good news? Give me some good news.
I found a way into Comic-Con. I'm so excited.
Oh, my gosh, that's right. I forgot all about that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I'm so excited. Somehow there's just some, like, badges just laying around my wife's office. I don't really know how or the means. I don't really care to ask, but it sounds like I get to go. So I'm super excited, and I think I want to make some really risque, eye-popping, controversial stickers with superheroslate.com on it.
You could totally draw us with our pants down.
Yeah, I'm going to do something. I just want, like, if I offend people, probably even better, you know. People like to talk about things that offend them, so I don't like what they say. Any news is good news.
Yeah, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah, so if you're at Comic-Con and you're handed some sort of crazy sticker, that's what I'm working on.
And this is San Diego Comic-Con, right? Not just any Comic-Con. This is the Comic-Con.
This is the mother of all Comic-Cons. I mean, of course, as we've said before, Marvel Studios isn't going to be there, but I'm pretty sure Warner Brothers is going to come strong and give me all the Batman that I need.
But you're not going to go to Hall H anyway. You have to spend like a day in line at least.
No. Don't go to Hall H, people. I mean, I don't know how much it would be worth it to stand in line. If someone said I could go in there and I wouldn't have to wait in line, I'd probably stay in there all day. But, it's not worth it. Man, those pictures of those lines are intense.
Yeah. And literally people are camping in tents in those lines. So.
Oh, yeah. So we're definitely going to be bringing you the direct news on that following week.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I think we've talked about having a special podcast for that.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely going to be, it's probably going to be video heavy. We might have a montage, and we're going to get Green Day's Time of Your Life, get the rights to that, so you can have that over it while we're playing your pictures from the con. And
we're gonna have to start a GoFundMe so we can afford the rights to any sort of song from any label.
That's fine. I'll just get a MIDI track of it.
Okay.
Yeah, close enough. That's our motto. Close enough.
I like that idea. Yeah, so Comic-Con, that's awesome. But at least now we can talk about what we have.
Yes, and on top of that, did I mention last week I was moving?
I think you mentioned it to me, but not to the adoring public.
Yeah, next week I will be moving into a duplex condo. It's about 15 minutes from where I live now, but 2 floors. Gonna have like a full office to myself and / fiance, like craft room, like more space than we have now. So next week I don't know if I'll be recording in my new place or not yet due to the internet, but we'll be looking towards that. So big news for everybody.
Are you gonna be packing up everyone's favorite superhero Slate sidekick, that cat? I forgot its name already.
You talking about Black?
Yeah, the black cat.
Oh, that wasn't our cat. That was the one that was staying here like a hotel.
Oh, the cat's gone already?
Yeah, the cat has been gone.
Oh, we're all sad now.
Oh man, by we all you mean you?
Yeah, you got to bring in that other cat.
We got 2 cats here, so I will try to convince one of them to join me next time.
Well, you don't have to convince them. It's either they do or you kick them out of the house.
That's right. I told them to pack their shit because we're moving. And so far, none of their toys have been put in boxes. So we're going to have a talk after this.
I imagine they're just going to start rolling their turds out of the apartment.
Yeah. They're like, well, I've been hiding these for a while. We need to dig them up.
These are coming with me.
Yeah. Oh, you don't know how true that would be.
Oh, man.
Anyway, let's get on some news. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to separate this week. We've got movie news, TV news, and other news.
Yeah.
So first up, one of our favorite things, Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Force Awakens, C-3PO has a red arm.
Yeah, what is with that? What am I even looking at here?
So
like,
this is some, we kind of promotional images kind of come out a little early for movies, and more so in other countries. So I think this was taken in Mexico. And this is one of the promotional cups they saw for sale in those foreign territories.
Cup. It looks like some sort of Star Wars microbrew.
I would drink it. But it's a cup in a store. I think it may not be Mexico, it may be South America. But there's other pictures, not just this one, where it shows the full red arm. That his left arm is now full red arm.
So, like, it's not some sort of printing error?
No, this is technically what we're going to see C-3PO look like in The Force Awakens.
Why the hell would C-3PO have a red arm? I don't get it.
I don't know either. We saw him naked in the first movie. And then I think he kind of looked the same throughout. Even disassembled in Return of the Jedi, he got put back together pretty normally.
Oh, is this going to be like that one movie where, Johnny Five gets taken into one of those hot rod shops?
It very well may be.
C-3PO.
He got pimped out, but only had enough to afford his left arm.
Yeah, he's falling in with the wrong crowd.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, BB-8's there, staring us down in the middle, and R2-D2 looking fly, but C-3PO's look like he's had better days.
Yeah, I don't really get it. I have just no idea what this means. Like, it looks like his normal arm, it just is red. It looks like a printing error to me, so I just don't understand what's going on here.
See, to me it looks bigger. It looks like it belongs to a bigger droid, and they just kind of put it on there. Maybe it has some special abilities he needs or something. I don't know.
Maybe Chewbacca got mad, ripped his arm off, and there's like, oh, well, here's another one. Use this. I could kind of see that happening.
Should have let the Wookiee win.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, there's that. I mean, nothing else to really report on that. Star Wars is going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, just to let you know. Even though Marvel's not, Star Wars is.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
So, I want you to look this up and find it. I mean, actually, after this, I'm going to go watch The Phantom Menace.
Oh, why would you do that to yourself?
Well, because we have a Star Wars special coming out in December.
The grueling research.
The grueling, like, I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna watch it again with the commentary on.
Oh my god, you're gonna watch it twice.
Yeah. Did you see the notebook I sent you in that picture?
Oh yeah.
I have I got a episode 1 poster in a Trix cereal box 2 weeks ago. And that notebook I actually ordered when I was in elementary school. And it's never written in it. It's a journal, never written in it. I'm gonna take all my notes on it. In that book.
Was that one of those like Scholastic book fairs or whatever?
Yeah. It's got the bookmark in it and everything. Like, it's legit.
Oh man, George Lucas got your money.
He got my money so bad on episode 1, and I had no idea how bad it was until I grew up.
Well, he got your parents' money, so I guess you don't have to feel too bad.
Yeah, no, they should feel bad, really. So, yeah, either way. So, Star Wars Rogue One's the next thing we got. That's the next movie, right? The first anthology film. We've talked about this.
Yes.
A little more details come out. We've kind of talked about this a little bit. It takes place between episodes 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
There are no Jedi in this. They've been in hiding since episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be like rumors in the background. It's going to be a dark, gritty war type film.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be like a normal Star Wars film like we've seen. It's going to be more like a war film.
Mm-hmm.
And the original Stormtroopers from episodes 4 through 6 will be appearing in this as well.
Oh. Well, I think this movie is going to be doing a lot of groundwork just because... If you think about it, there's no real story that's been told in between 3 and 4.
Just one at Star Wars Rebels, that cartoon show.
Okay.
It's only had 1 season, but I mean, again, we've not watched it. We're not going to be expected to watch it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're right. No movie.
Yeah, I mean, we just don't know a whole lot about how this rebellion just rose up. And I think Rogue One obviously is going to be doing a lot of that work. But I think that's really cool. I like the idea of this whole movie having to steal these plans for the Death Star. That's like super cool. Like, I think this movie is going to be really, really great. And this is kind of something that I think is really cool that I want to bring up. So a lot of the times when you hear people talk about like copyright or rights for characters and the expiration of them, people get, they get a little like burnt out because, they feel like it's a shame that someone can create something and basically own it for a lifetime. They feel like that those rights should expire at some point, thanks to Disney. I don't think they ever will because they keep extending them. But, people always bring up like, well, maybe they should be able to keep the rights. But at the same time, wouldn't it be cool if one day we could see someone make their own Star Wars movie, without any sort of like crazy George Lucas permission. And we're kind of finally getting that, but in kind of a roundabout way. Obviously, the copyright is not up. The rights are still retained with Disney. But I think it's kind of cool. I feel like this is going to be the movie that like someone's always wanted to make, but they never thought that they could,
Yeah, I'm totally on board with this. I think they're taking the Marvel approach. Writing a movie that's a certain type, then adding the Star Wars things to it. We saw this with Winter Soldier. It's a political thriller, right? But it doesn't feel like any of the other superhero movies that come before it. The world's not in danger. There's nothing like superpowers needed to really stop it. Like, it just takes the political thriller. And I think this is going to be a war movie just with, non-Jedi things tacked on top of it to tie it in the Star Wars universe. So I'm right on there. I'm right on board with you, man.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a big war going on, and we're just going to be like following this little squad, this little Rogue One squadron around as they're kind of like zipping in between the lines, trying to get things done in the background that's important. So I think this is going to be cool. I'm super excited. Obviously, everything Star Wars is just running on full cylinders right now. Everything looks awesome. I honestly don't think I've heard criticisms from anybody yet. Like, no one's hated on anything Star Wars. I mean, there's probably some people out there that say, just don't make the movies in general. Just let it die in peace or whatever. But so far, no one's complained about anything. This movie's just been great, like, from everything that we've seen.
Yeah, I think, again, you talked about new people, not George Lucas coming in. That's where it really is going to get its energy, from new people coming in, injecting new blood and actual, George Lucas has a good eye, but he can't write dialogue.
Yeah.
And we see that in the prequel trilogies when he actually took over those films. So I think having people who are passionate about this come in and inject their energy and ideas in are really going to breathe new life into this franchise.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a new age, and I think we'll see the wakes of this new Star Wars franchise from a lot of films that get bought. We saw the superhero franchise; it's still going, but we saw a lot of weird properties get bought. Like, we never would have had a Kingsman movie if it wasn't for Marvel going crazy like this. We're starting to see like the video game stuff start to pick back up, but I don't know. Maybe we'll see just some more like fantasy science fiction movies in the future now.
Yeah. Cross our fingers. Next up, Avengers. The Lego sequel game is called Marvel Lego Avengers, where the other one is Lego Marvel Superheroes. Is coming out this fall, and with Lego Jurassic Park coming out Friday, they put out a new trailer for it. You watched the trailer, right? We're gonna pause. I'm gonna put the trailer in the video now. All right, and then you were back. So what did you think of it?
Well, I think this looks kind of strange, mainly just because I played a little bit of that last Lego Marvel game, and I just couldn't fall in love with the controls. I just couldn't get sucked into the world because I was always trying to figure out what button to press, or like I would get stuck in a room for like 10 minutes when it was just because I didn't break down one little Lego block in the corner, so I couldn't progress. But I know you liked the game, so I know it's just me. But it's kind of weird that this trailer basically looks like a Lego trailer version of the first Avengers movie, which is pretty old by today's standards. But then at the very end, you get that little glimpse of Ultron. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, why didn't they make it a little bit more heavy on the Ultron?
So here's my take on this. I played the Lego Marvel Supers. I 100%ed it on 360 and on Xbox One, two separate times. Yeah.
100% 360 no scope.
Yeah, pretty much. Zero scope, actually, in that game. But I like it. It's a big open world of Manhattan, and you kind of move along fairly lengthy missions, and you get team-ups that you would see in comic books, right? Very, very comic book-esque. And it was open, it's fun, a lot of little things to do, and it was a great game. I love it. What I'm worried about is if they go back and follow the movies, they're going to force themselves into a linear pattern, and we're just going to be playing a game that just follows the two Avengers movies. What I would like to see is maybe they incorporate the other films in this as well. Like, there's an Iron Man section, a Hulk section, Thor, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Dark World, so on and so forth. Because a lot of those characters were in the first game. Ultron was not, however, which is like one of the few characters that I saw for the first time. And I worry that they're gonna get stuck in this linear pattern, like where you're not gonna get a whole lot of open world. But at the same time, I'm excited because Lego games tend to get better. I don't know if you've played the Lego Star Wars games.
No.
But those were fantastic. The first one was great. The second, third, and then the complete trilogy just like took off, and they just made them better over time. And I really hope they can do the same with this. Lego doesn't seem to be slowing down. I haven't played Jurassic World. I don't plan on playing Lego Jurassic World, but I hope it does well.
Yeah, I think maybe if they pivoted this game and made it more of a Marvel Cinematic Universe Lego, that doesn't really make a very good title, so Avengers is kind of a little bit better.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I agree their name system's spot on, but the trailer is essentially recreating scenes from the first movie with Lego characters, and that does nothing to excite me. But I definitely, anything Lego is great, anything Marvel is great. I want to see where this is, because we don't get a lot of Marvel video games, and I will take any I can soak up.
Yeah, so we'll just have to see.
E3 again, we're talking about. So E3 is this week. We'll probably see some more from it.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to be all over that Lego news.
Man, I'll be all over that like white on rice, buddy. Next up, Captain America: Civil War got a new logo this week. Officially.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the other logo we saw, doesn't it?
It's the one that was on the back of like Jeremy Renner's chair a couple weeks ago. But that was, since that was unofficial, it was okay. This is a very high quality version. We can kind of tell if you look at the original one when they announced Phase 3, the colors were inverted. And I think they've changed it back. It looks a lot like the Ant-Man logo. To be frank, the Civil War text is about the same. The white with the red looks a lot like Ant-Man.
It's so pretty. I just want to reach out and touch it.
It is. I cannot wait to see promotional materials for this come out. I'm really excited to see some of that stuff.
Oh, we're getting really close. So, you know what I think would be really cool, and maybe even we could make it. Have you ever been to Mac Rumors, the website, where where they tell you when is like a good time to buy like a Mac based on like predictive schedule of releases?
Yeah.
Like, we should make something like that for, like, these Marvel movies. So you can be like, oh, well, if you're so many months out from the film, this is kind of when you expect to see the first trailer with stuff starting to release. Because I think we have enough data out there now where we can start to compile that. I think that would be really cool.
I'm totally on board with you, because I'm actually, like, that'd be great to do pre-release. I'm more of a post-release kind of person. Like, how long till the DVD comes out after the release?
Oh, yeah, we could do, like, before and after.
Yeah.
So, like, you could, like, go in and type in, like, oh, Captain America Civil War. You can be like, oh, well, you can expect to see, the first teaser trailer maybe around this area. Or you can expect to see, the first, like, promotional art, or, like, maybe the leaks of the like, cup designs and stuff like that a little sooner. That would be cool. If someone out there already makes that, and you guys know, let us know, because that would be so cool.
If not, it's ours. It's ours, I tell you.
Yeah, but either way, we should start to see something soon, right? I mean, after Ant-Man kind of ends, we have like 11, like 10 months until we see Civil War.
Yeah, I was 10 months because it's the first weekend in May. Yes, the first week in May. So yes, we're definitely going to see some stuff. They're not going to San Diego Comic-Con, but they're going to be at Disney's D23 in August. What I think is they don't have enough footage to take to San Diego yet. And they're waiting on our next topic, Spider-Man. Spider-Man, they need to cast a Spider-Man. Sony and Marvel, I hear, being really, really, really like picky about this because they want to get it right. And they want to have the costume and the person in the costume, and maybe bring him out on stage even before we get anything big, even trailer. So I expect to see some teaser footage at D23, like I talked about. Which brings us to our next Spider-Man topic again, is it's rumored down to 2 people.
And it looks like Asa Butterfield is out.
Right, that was the biggest surprise. Everyone's like, yeah, just go ahead and announce it, Butterfield Spider-Man. We all know it's going to be true. I also found out the guy who plays Carl in The Walking Dead auditioned like 2 months ago. And he just announced recently. But we're down to 2 people, Tom Holland, which we've talked about before, and Charlie Rowe, which I think we mentioned when it was down to 5, but he's back again?
I don't know.
You kind of looked them up right before the podcast. What can you tell us about these guys?
Nothing. I mean, they kind of both have been in things, but that's basically the best way I can describe it. I mean, they're definitely not green. They're not greenhorns to being in front of a camera, but nothing really too familiar that makes them stand out. I mean, it's obvious because you have a young kid that needs to grow with a franchise, so you don't exactly expect them to have an Oscar under their belt or anything crazy like that. But I think what's more interesting is I wonder if there's like talent agents out there who are kind of orchestrating this whole thing that are just kind of laughing at us all, because I mean, like, how are we getting all of this news? I mean, are these 2 guys really just sitting in like at home, just in their like really nice houses, because obviously they got some money if they're about to be in a movie, and they're just waiting around like, oh, the news says that I'm going to be Spider-Man or something like that. Like, it's just really silly. It makes me wonder, like, how close we know what's going down. Because Butterfield, I mean, if we were to believe this, Butterfield thought he was going to be Spider-Man. We were all so sure. He should have called up the Latino Review and been like, oh, so I hear I'm going to be Spider-Man. Do you think maybe you could let me know where you heard that from?
Yeah, and again, it might be something like what happened with the Bullseye thing. Like, maybe the rumor, these things leak, and then they're like, well, now we can get more money. And then the studio's like, nope, never mind with you. We're going to go with someone who, isn't in it for the money, they're in it for the character.
Yeah, man, it goes to show you how bad people want to be in a Marvel movie, because they're just like, oh, no. You can't barter with Marvel Studios. Everyone wants to be in our movies. If you don't want to do what we want to do, we'll just find somebody else.
If they were like, Chris, can you come in and die in this scene for a second for like $500? I'd be like, yes, I'll be there. Like, I'm not going to argue with Marvel.
You'll be like, yes, and then when you got off the phone, you turn to your fiance, can you believe it? I only have to pay them $500 to be in the movie.
Exactly. Yeah,
and you'd be there in a second.
I would. It would be so worth it. I'd sign on for a sequel. But yeah, that's our Spider-Man rumors. I can go either way. What's funny is they're both British. Butterfield was not, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
These guys are English. They're going to have to, they'll Americanize themselves with their accents. But I just thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally just going off some IMDb pictures. Charlie Rowe looks a little bit more like Parker to me, but obviously, you never know what like a haircut can change. But I guess just off the top of my head, I guess I go Charlie Rowe. I don't really know what he is, or what he's been in. We'll just have to see.
I would say Tom Holland looks a lot like the Ultimate Peter Parker a little bit, the earlier drawings.
Yeah, you think so?
I do, and that's what they kind of think they're going to base it on. But then the acting ability is what we want, and I think they'll do right. Marvel casts amazingly, and that's what we're going to stick with.
Yeah, but I guess the Spider-Man hype train just keeps on rolling.
It does, and next stop is Spider-Gwen.
Oh, yeah. Do you guys know who Spider-Gwen is out there?
If you don't, you know who it is, right, Mike?
Yeah, I have a loose idea of who she is, and I can only assume she is insanely popular right now just because a lot of the artists that I follow on social media, like once Spider-Gwen kind of hit the scene a couple months back, everyone started making fan art of her. I don't know if they just particularly loved her costume design or they just loved the alternate idea, the alternate reality idea of it, but either way, she's really big right now, and I haven't read a single panel of Spider-Gwen, so I don't even really know what's going on. I just know people are loving her right now.
Yeah, so Spider-Gwen's a comic book creation. Back when Spider-Verse hit, it was a big event in the last fall, I believe. Mm-hmm. All the Spider-Men from all the alternate universes in Marvel's comics had to team up to take down people who were killing the Spider-Men. Mm-hmm. And Spider-Gwen debuted. She's where Gwen Stacy got bit by the spider and Peter Parker died. Mm-hmm. It's flip-flop. She's got a really cool like hoodie-style outfit. And what really pisses me off is back in about, I think it was like 2010, 11, I wrote a short film, 5 minutes, where it was Mary Jane Parker that got bit by the spider.
Oh.
And she did a Scarlet Spider-esque where she wore a hoodie to cover up the fact that she was a girl.
Oh, you were so close.
I was so close. And I'm like, oh my gosh. This is horrible. I mean, I'm not mad. I mean, that's great. Like, we're all on the same page, right? That's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And but Spider-Gwen is where Gwen Stacy got bit by a spider and Peter Parker died.
Yeah.
So she's big right now. Secret Wars, she's got her own series. Last month was Spider-Gwen month for covers, so like every issue had a variant cover where it was Spider-Gwen was drawn in it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So like Iron Man had like an Iron Man version of her, and so on and so forth. But there's a possible movie being pushed by Sony to get Spider-Gwen into the cinemas eventually, not soon, but like they want her to become a character in the movies as well because of her popularity on comics.
Sony, what are you doing? Why won't they realize that they don't understand what they're doing with this property? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's an alternate reality that they can find a way to shoehorn into the Marvel universe and the comic books. I get that, and we can all believe that. But I mean, there's just no. I mean, if Gwen Stacy can just randomly get bit in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, just it seems like literally anyone can get bit. Oh, we can make anyone a spider person.
Right. Well, I think it's one of those deals like you have two groups pushing for other Spider-Man than Peter Parker. You have the Miles Morales group, which is the Black and Latino kind of culture. Then you have Spider-Gwen, which is like your feminist push. And you know, they're both plausible in books. They're great stories. But I think you don't want to rush them to cinema because they're so new.
Yeah. I mean, I think all of this stuff has got to be super far out. I mean, I'm hoping that Sony realizes that when Marvel is in control of Spider-Man, they're making them money, and Sony just needs to back off and just, like, open up their wallets and shut their mouths. Because I don't want Sony just getting their dirty hands into this anymore. Like, let's make a good version of Spider-Man that fits in with these other characters. And then later on down the line, when you get like maybe a phase 4 or a phase 5 of Marvel and you want to kill off Spider-Man, do that and then worry about bringing someone else in.
Well, let me pose this. What if they did an animated film based on Spider-Gwen that doesn't exist within the Marvel universe? Do you think that would be okay?
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I really like the idea of an animated universe. I think that would be cool. But at the same time, I feel like it would almost have to focus on characters that were not getting in the main universe, because I think it would just confuse people. Like, I don't necessarily want an animated Iron Man movie in the theaters, because I feel like, you know, they're already doing it well on the big screen.
Well, I'm not talking about theaters. I'm talking like home release. Like, you know, Marvel releases, or actually DC releases so many animated movies like a year, and they're not related to the comics or the TV or the movies. But like, you know, what if Sony's like, well, we're gonna make an animated Spider-Gwen movie and release it to DVD?
Oh, that would be awesome. I would love Marvel to start doing more animated, like, straight to Netflix movies. Like, it'd be so cool if they did like a Secret Wars, like, animated film. That would be so cool.
I agree.
Yeah, and then you could spend that off into other films, or give us like a Spider-Gwen TV show or something. That would be rad.
Yeah, I think Marvel could open up, like, everyone wants to see their famous comic book stories in the movies, and I don't think they'd work out very well. So like a World War Hulk may not be a great movie idea, but it'd be a great animated film idea.
Yeah.
So I agree with you there. So maybe Sony, if you're listening, put it out on animated, make it straight to Netflix, not your PSN network crap, and we'll watch it.
Yeah, I think maybe one day we should have a conversation about just storylines that we don't think could ever make it onto the live action screen, and just how else we think we should do it. Because I think there's a lot out there that people are always bringing up Planet Hulk to me, and Planet Hulk is never going to happen. I will put like $20 down. I don't know if $20 makes me sound confident or not, but there will not be a Planet Hulk movie. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I agree with you. It'll be it's a desperate pull if Marvel has to go Planet Hulk. So yeah. Anyway, whatever. We're gonna jump into X-Men Apocalypse in production right now. We got a picture from the set showing off a bald-headed, I can't think of her name, the actress who plays Storm, in front of a Formula One racing car. Looks like.
Yeah, it looks like there's just some of the cast maybe going around having some fun. But yeah, she's bald.
Yeah, it's a Buzz haircut for sure.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do with that bald head.
I don't know. A lot of people have said, you know, maybe this is a way for her to, you know, have like not a CG mohawk, but like a wig mohawk.
Yeah, it would probably be easier, because if she didn't cut her hair, they'd have to like put a bald cap on, and then they'd have to put the mohawk on top of that.
Yeah. So I mean, I've also seen, you know, a Buzzhead Storm before. But definitely they're going to have to add something to her to make this work.
Well, Mohawk totally makes sense, especially in the context of the 80s. I mean, so I would definitely bet on a Mohawk for sure.
You think we're going to see any X-Men at San Diego Comic-Con?
Oh, man, I would hope so. I would think everyone is going to come out guns a-blazing, knowing that Marvel Studios isn't going to be there. They're going to know, oh, we don't have to compete with any sort of crazy Civil War announcement. We don't have to compete with any sort of crazy Spider-Man announcement. You know, we have the full floor here. You know, the only people we have to compete with is Batman versus Superman. So I think they need to just come strong and just give us all the X-Men news we could possibly ever want, and then that'll be the whole buzz all week as X-Men.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think Fox needs to take all their movies this year between Deadpool, Apocalypse, and the supposed Gambit film that's coming out next year. They got to really, really, really up their game for this. And they're filming the movie. They have footage. But I want to see some costumes, some officially released costumes for all these mutants in this film.
Oh, yeah. And then we'll definitely have to hold back some judgment, because we all remember the judgment we gave on Quicksilver's magazine cover where he looked like a straight-up fool. But he ended up being really cool in the movie.
Yeah, so totally ready for some X-Men Apocalypse news and not leaks to come out.
Yeah.
Something else that's getting leaky like a boat, Suicide Squad. We got a lot going on. The official logo, finally. We have an official logo from the licensing expo that was this week, showing off what the Suicide Squad's going to look like, the logo. I think it's in our featured image, right?
Yeah, I threw it up there just because needed to everyone to see this. It looks like a T-shirt I would find at Hot Topic.
Yeah, I would go Walmart, actually.
Oh, that's even worse.
So it says Suicide Squad. The S and the Q, the S in Suicide and the Q in Squad are red. Why they're red, I don't know. But there's a bullseye target on the Q, and the E on Suicide is a gun.
Yeah, it looks like something that you're gonna find some sort of disgruntled kid in middle school wearing. And it's just, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, something the teachers are going to say, please remove your shirt, or we're sending you home.
Man, you know what's actually kind of funny, speaking of just the internet and Suicide Squad, is whenever I'm trying to tag Suicide Squad on social media is very, very hesitant about you writing anything to do with suicide. So, like, it never auto-fills for me. So whenever I'm tagging Suicide Squad, I always have to type the whole thing out, because they're just like, oh, we cannot let anyone tag suicide on anything that they're putting on the internet. So I don't know, that's kind of funny.
That is funny. I get Suicide Girls a lot. Whenever I do that, like that.
Oh, yeah, just totally recommends it out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm like, suicide. What? I've never done this before. What are you doing to me?
Yeah, I'm sure you've never gone to Suicide Girls before.
I have no idea what that is. So.
Oh, no, you can keep playing. Actually, I don't know. It kind of sounds like you really don't know what it is.
I really don't know. I'm being serious.
You really don't know what it is?
No, I don't.
I'm not going to tell you, but maybe you could do it right now for our listeners.
Okay.
Why don't you open up a tab and just Google? Maybe just go to Google Images first. And just type in Suicide Girls. Okay.
It's an adult lifestyle brand that redefines beauty with our unique pinup girls and active, smart online community.
Yeah.
Click images. Oh. Well, yeah, okay. All right. Well, I've now seen what this is.
Yeah, I don't think any of those photos are going to be popping up on our live stream.
I have safe search turned off. So yeah, well, either way, a lot of tattoos. How about that? A lot of tattoos. Which brings me to another Suicide Squad who's Common joined the cast. I forgot to mention that. The rapper Common. He's got a bunch of tattoos over him. Rumor is he's called the Tattooed Man.
Oh, man, that's like an unintended segue from the Tattoo Girls of Suicide.
Yeah.
Suicide Girls.
I don't know much about the Tattooed Man. I don't even know how to spell tattooed. Does it have an E in there? He does now. But apparently it's a Green Lantern type of villain, usually a Green Lantern villain. Huh. And he can manipulate living tattoos on his body.
That's kind of lame, but it could be cool. Everything out of this movie is just so goofball, and we always have something bizarre every week to talk about with this movie. I just don't know what to think about it.
We'll just try not to think about it and probably come off better that way.
Yeah, we should probably just move on. But at least we got to look at some Suicide Girls.
Yeah, you mean me?
You don't think I was searching alongside?
Your desktop image is probably that already.
Yeah, probably. When you open up the little tab in Chrome and you get those suggested websites.
You mean suggestive websites?
Oh, zing.
Zing. All right, Ghostbusters. How about that?
Oh, yeah. Tell me what's going on with Ghostbusters, because I don't know.
We know that there's one coming from Paul Feig.
Yeah, Feig or something like that.
All girls. We've talked about this before with the cast. Chris Hemsworth was cast in the film recently.
Oh, okay. Now why?
As a receptionist. So we all know the receptionist from the first movies. That little goofy, dorky-looking girl. They got Chris Hemsworth to be their secretary in this one.
Oh, I think that might be kind of funny, actually.
I think Chris Hemsworth has some comedy chops. He was the best part of his Saturday Night Live episode he did. But I don't think they just told him to stand around and look good most of the time. But I think he's really got some funny stuff in him.
Yeah, maybe he's just drawn to comedy because he's in that new like remake or sequel of Vacation.
Oh, he is in Vacation. Yeah, it's like the super hot guy.
Oh yeah, so I don't know. Maybe he's just going to end up playing a super hot receptionist.
Yeah, and, I think that'll be the line he's playing. Yeah.
Yeah, just he's like, he's taking his shirt off while he's lifting up the water cooler. Oh, let's go get some ghosts before I get too distracted.
Oh no.
Well,
the ghost took my shirt off. Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, well. All right. So we're going to jump into Jurassic World.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to cover this in less than 5 minutes.
Oh, let's see if you can do that.
I saw it this weekend.
Okay.
I went to the IMAX at 1 o'clock on Friday, to be specific. You've not seen it yet, correct?
No, I have not had a chance to see it. So, of course, either way, if I would have saw it or not, this will be a spoiler review from me, or spoiler-free review from you.
It will. So first things first, we were told that IMAX would have an Ant-Man preview. I specifically went to an IMAX out of my way, did not get the damn Ant-Man preview, and if you can tell I'm mad, go to my Twitter page, @Valdan, and like retweet the shit out of me being mad. Like tagging IMAX, Marvel, and the cinemas in it. Like, I was mad.
You even specifically looked up the IMAX to make sure it would be the right one.
Yeah, so if IMAX isn't going to deliver, there's nothing special about going to IMAX, so don't go to IMAX. That's going to be my lesson for this. And don't go to 3D because that sucks too. Anyway, back to Jurassic World. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. If I'm going to be numerical, I'm going to write this on Comic UI. You will find it tomorrow morning. Great homages to the original, but it doesn't follow the same plot points. So that was something I was worried about. I'm like, they're going to try to follow the beat for beat for the first one. Not even close, but the hint of the first movie is still there, and it's awesome.
Well, that's good to know.
Yes, this is a thrilling film, and as the film runs longer, no one feels safe.
Oh, well, that's good.
Honestly, like, anyone can go at any second. So, like, at the whole time, I'm like, oh my gosh, my heart's racing. I don't really get very, like, suspenseful in the theater very often, but they did a good job with that.
Oh, that's awesome. And it looks like it's the second highest weekend ever, right behind Avengers, and it's the first film to reach 500 million in a weekend. So people are definitely wanting to see this movie.
Yeah, this is blowing up my Facebook feed with people going to see this, like people who don't normally go to the movies or with kids taking them. Something awesome about this, we talked about the trailers, they're showing too much. They're no, not at all.
Oh, that's good to know.
There's all the action you've seen was probably in those trailers.
Oh, okay.
The rest is there's an actual story in there.
Oh, good. Well, I'm planning on going with the same strategy I had. I've been avoiding all the reviews that I can. I've seen some people get a little butthurt about the film. I don't know what it was. I didn't look into it. But me and my wife are going into the film just looking for a good time. We know they're not going to be able to recapture exactly the same feeling that the first Jurassic Park had. That movie came out at the perfect time with the perfect director, with the perfect story from an awesome novel and everything. So it's stupid to think that you're going to get that with this type of movie. And so I'm gonna go have fun. I'm gonna go see it next weekend. It'll be a good time. I'm gonna try to snag a 21 plus showing. I don't want a bunch of kids in my theater, but I'm looking forward to it still. This didn't make my shit list of the year, and that's because I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it was on my hit list of the year at the beginning actually. So I'm now 3 for 3 on my hit list.
Oh man, you are good. I gotta look back and see what my next one is. I just don't remember.
One of the years was in they're later in the year because one was moved in October.
Oh yeah,
it was like moved out of the year. So we'll go back and take a look. But just to add on before we move on, during my screening, there's a part in the trailers where all the guests are being attacked by pterodactyls, and right before they're like they say, "Attention guests, please get inside." The theater lights came on, the screen went off, but the audio was still there.
Oh.
And I'm like, is this part of the experience? Like, are pterodactyls coming to get me? Like, I don't know what's going to happen here. And come to find out there's a power surge, so that was a great time to take a bathroom break. Honestly, there's great character growth. There's no sexist vibe, which is what people were all butthurt over. And nothing. I didn't get that vibe at all. You can ask your wife her take on that too. And a lot of surprises along the way. So I would recommend this film for anyone who likes to go see a good summer movie, regardless of Jurassic Park.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear. I definitely avoided talking about this movie with you for the past couple days because I figured I'd wait and hear all your opinions on Sunday. But yeah, this is cool. I'm excited. Now I got something to look forward to next weekend.
Yep. Definitely go in, enjoy yourself. If you've not watched the first one, you'll be okay. You don't have to watch 2 or 3. So bonus.
I mean, you should watch 2 just because Jeff Goldblum's the man.
Right.
But don't watch 3.
Yeah, they're not even mentioned. You'll be gold.
Oh,
so
good.
All right. So that's it for our movie news.
We're
gonna jump into TV news. We got a big one here.
Yeah, arguably, this is, in my opinion, this was the biggest news of last week for sure.
Yes, it was. We talked about this probably a lot. John Bernthal from The Walking Dead is cast in Marvel's Daredevil Season 2 as the Punisher.
Woo! This is going to be so much fun.
I can't believe they're adding the Punisher to Daredevil. I thought he'd get his own show. We talked about this last week even. I thought he was going to get his own show.
Yeah, this is insane. We thought he was going to get his own show. There was something in the back of our head where we thought, oh, maybe he'll make it into the movie universe. Something's going to go on. Like, this is awesome. And holy crap, does he look? He looks like the Punisher. This is like the part for him. Like, he looks like him. We know he can be just like a ridiculous badass from The Walking Dead. And we've seen him all yoked out and crazy in The Wolf of Wall Street. So this is perfect. This is an awesome, awesome role.
Again, this is one of those times where I say Marvel has inspired casting. And this is it. John Bernthal, like you said, looks like a Punisher. He can play the Punisher. He can play that intense, tormented kind of character. He was Shane in The Walking Dead, and he can be like someone you love to hate. And definitely bring the action. And I think he's gonna meet, cross paths with the Daredevil in not a very friendly way. If we look at the image that was released showing the new title card for Season 2, it's Daredevil's logo, a little scraped up, got some bullet holes in it.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder, since this is obviously straight out of Netflix, it has Netflix written all over it for sure, but it makes me wonder how much influence is the Punisher going to have on Season 2. I mean, I feel like, when you get a whole title card kind of like around the Punisher, is he going to be in every episode? We had the Kingpin. He was the guy that was the through line through every episode, so I don't know. It's kind of weird. I wonder who our big baddie is going to be. He doesn't strike me as a villain that's going to carry through all episodes, So I wonder how much we're going to see the Punisher pop up.
So here's my take. When we got this image from Daredevil at official Twitter, they said Frank Castle is coming to Hell's Kitchen. Those who stand in his way shall be punished. So I think, we've seen Daredevil doesn't kill. He brings justice to people, right?
Yeah.
So Frank Castle's justice is in a different way of just straight murdering all the bad guys. So I think that's where they're going to cross. I don't know if they'll be against each other, but they'll butt heads probably along the way on methods.
Yeah, I think what I'm kind of thinking is we're going to see the Punisher pop up in maybe episodes like 1 and 2, maybe 3 episodes. He'll have a little bit of a hint in the first episode. We'll see him for a couple episodes, then he'll drop out for the rest of the season, and then maybe we'll see him pop back up in the last 2 episodes. I definitely think he's going to help drive some of the plot, but he's not going to be... I don't think he's going to be the big baddie through all 13 episodes.
Yeah, I don't either. I think the Kingpin and Vanessa have a lot of play left in them.
Yeah, and he might be an anti-hero, but he's still a hero. I think they're going to team up towards the end and kick some butt.
Yeah, definitely. I could totally see that. So, big, huge news. John Bernthal is the Punisher. We're getting the Punisher. I want to see some costume. We talk about this. Actually, I'm going to give you the inside scoop. I know a guy in New York who works on these movies. Okay, he was on Daredevil season 1. He told me what the costume was like before the movie, before he even saw it. He's working on Jessica Jones right now, which is awesome. He's a stand-in for somebody, just to keep it on the down low. So I don't want to give it away who it is.
Yeah.
He's met what's her face, Kristen. I can't think of her name. Jessica Jones, actress, says she's a bitch. David Tennant is nice as anyone, so he likes that. All the workers, like the main like assistant directors and stuff like that for Jessica Jones, are moving to Daredevil season 2 this week.
Oh wow!
Production is kicking off soon.
Oh, man, I still don't know what I'm more excited about. Just how excellent the casting is, or just how excellent of an idea it is to put Punisher in season 2 of Daredevil. Like, I think that's so cool. I think this can still set up the Punisher possibly having his own show. But I don't know. Maybe Punisher is kind of a character kind of like the Hulk, where he needs to be with other people. He can't really land on his own.
Well, I think they're still going to get Bullseye, and I think a perfect foil to Bullseye wouldn't be Daredevil, but actually the Punisher.
Oh, that would be cool.
So, like, someone who, works on shooting people versus someone who shoots people up. So, I don't know. I'm excited. They're kicking off production very, very soon. I'm really ready to get some, news from that. Hopefully he's not on it very long, or my source won't be there very long. But I'm going to work on getting as much as I can on Daredevil season 2 before I'm cut off from that.
Yeah, this is just going to be so cool. I mean, we're like a year away from this. I couldn't be more excited.
I know. Totally ramped up. So next up, Constantine. On the opposite end, we got some bad news.
Oh,
it's canceled. Officially dead. They tore down. They tore down the set even already.
Oh man, I wonder what happened with that show. I mean, I'm only going off the pilot because that's all I saw, and the pilot was pretty wishy-washy for me. I wonder if just the character just wasn't strong enough. Like, no one knows who Constantine is outside of like the normal like readership of comics,
Yeah, I mean, he had a movie with Keanu Reeves, and I think that left a lot of bad taste in the mouth. It was on a Friday night. Who's gonna watch TV on a Friday night?
Yeah.
I think Constantine would probably live better, kind of like Daredevil does, on a online only version. And that's probably where it should have finished its season, or had a second season of a chance of, to gain some of that traction before they put a bullet in it, essentially.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know this was out of a way to help the show survive, that they thought maybe we could rope Constantine into the Arrow universe. But, hey, it's officially dead now, so maybe like in a season or two we can see a Constantine character pop up in Arrow. That would be cool. Arrow's kind of been dealing with kind of the dead coming back to life in part of their last season. So Constantine kind of fits with that pretty well. So they probably wouldn't use the same actor. They'd probably use somebody else.
I would love to see them use the same actor. That would be cool. Like, it wouldn't have to tie into the original show, but that'd be enough of a nod to be like, yeah.
Yeah,
Think
that would
about
be.
it.
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, Arrow's been a really big jumping off point for a lot of these characters. So I definitely don't see Constantine getting its show revived through Arrow, but I think the character's cool enough to see him pop back up.
Yeah, totally. They need to bring some mysticism into the TV world.
I mean, I know cigarettes are bad, but maybe they should have just let him have his goddamn cigarettes.
He should have been able to smoke. That's what did him. Smoking doesn't kill. Not smoking kills. Now we know.
Yeah.
So yeah. Next up, something that's going to jump off. Supergirl. I haven't watched the pilot yet. I feel horrible.
Oh man, you need to watch that pilot. I need to know what you think.
I'm gonna watch it. Again, between an engagement and moving and a whole an hour and a half documentary. I'm kind of busy.
We get it, Chris. You're busy. Oh, stop rubbing it in our faces.
No, I'm not. But debuts October 26th. So that's actually a little farther out than I expected.
Well, I think it has potential, but we'll just have to see what everyone else thinks about it. It doesn't adhere so much to that weird trailer that we got. Yeah, give it a shot, people. I want to know what everyone else thinks.
Yeah, definitely. I will give you some thoughts pretty soon. Again, I just can't believe October 26th is such a late start for a show in a season.
Well, it's going to be on CBS, I believe, right?
Yeah, yes.
I really don't know much about the athletic schedules on television, but I feel like maybe they're pushing it off, trying to get some sort of sports coverage out of the way. They might have like football on the night that it's trying to come on, and maybe they're pushing it out to make room for it or something like that. I've seen that happen before, so there could be a legitimate reason why they're waiting.
Yeah, so I mean, either way is fine. I just found that weird because the Muppets are coming September 22nd.
So tell us why we're getting Muppets news this week.
Because we don't have any Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle news this week. And I tried. Lord knows I tried to find news on the new movie.
You're the only one. You're the only one Googling TMNT news this week.
Exactly, and that's why I get preferred, search results, because I'm the only one looking for it. So the Muppets is a Tuesday 8:00 show, September 22nd, which leads me to our next point. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is another Tuesday show, 9 p.m. It's coming out the week later, September 29th.
Can you believe I'm actually saying this, that I'm excited for this season?
I am so excited that you're saying you're excited. I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it's about. Like, I keep following them on Twitter. I have an Agent May and Agent Coulson pop vinyls, but I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more curious how much longer they're going to keep the Inhumans in the loop on this, because, I mean, I know the Inhumans are pretty far out, and I guess we've seen big movies get canceled or pushed or shifted around in the schedule, but so I feel like even though they've announced an Inhumans movie, I feel like there's always a possibility that might not happen for some strange reason.
You better not say that, Mike. I will be so mad.
But I feel like since it's so far out that maybe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will leave the Inhumans behind in Season 2 and start something brand new for Season 3. I kind of like the idea of maybe the ramifications of Ultron coming into Season 3. We made maybe a slight mistake last week where we may have brought up a spoiler for the season finale of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but to, I guess, tiptoe around it for now, since people maybe are now starting to watch it on Netflix. A character loses an appendage in that show, so obviously we're trying to think of ways for that character to get it back. And then we got some Deathlock towards the end of the season too. Yep. So there's just a lot of mechanical stuff going on, and then plus with Ultron, I'd like to see maybe some sort of like robot Skynet type plot kind of coming down on S.H.I.E.L.D. since we've kind of pushed Hydra off and then humans off. So I'd like to see how the machines push back on the humans maybe in Season 3.
I think you open up something interesting there, because they're creating a team of superpowered people, and they say that at the end. And how can you fight a technological, attack with supervillains or superheroes? You can't really. But also with Civil War coming up at the end of season 3, and we know that's probably going to focus on a registration act of superpowered people, which ties into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s the index list of superpowered people. I think they're going to really, really mesh together better this third season than we've ever seen it meshed before.
Yeah, we'll have to see how well this stuff fits together, but yeah, I'd like to see some machines popping up in my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 3.
So it's safe to say September 30th, the next day, we will be able to talk about the show together. Yeah, awesome. That's what I want to hear. So a show that's coming out 2016 range, X-Files, right? I don't know. Are you a big X-Files guy?
I mean, I was a big old baby when this show came out, as in, like, I was scared of watching scary things. So I never really watched it, but it's up on Netflix, and I've already told my wife that this is a show that I want to watch this summer. So I'm hoping that I can at least get a couple seasons out of X-Files, so I can kind of maybe look forward to it coming back, because I've always heard good things about it, and I love a good like science fiction romp around. So, but no, I don't really know much about it.
I don't either. We just got an image of the production, and it shows a grizzled looking Mulder and Scully, and she's like still suit kind of person. Apparently, there's still a couple per the last movie, and they're making the show 6 episodes. I'm excited to kind of see it. Maybe I'll follow it. I've always wanted to watch the X-Files. I just don't care enough to go through and catch up on all that history. So.
Yeah, I mean, I love David Duchovny. I pretty much fell in love with his acting during Californication. So I don't have any problem watching anything he's in. Have you seen his new show? He's got a new show out called like Aquarius or something like that.
Yeah, the thing that has to do with the serial killer. I have not. I don't watch a lot of TV.
I didn't even know it was about a serial killer. I just saw a billboard for it.
It's about Charlie Manson, like the guys who find Charlie Manson.
Oh, it might be good then. Either way, I'll give it a shot. You know, it's David Duchovny. I'm sure some people will be like, "Oh, I'll give it a shot. It's X-Files." So,
yeah,
we'll have to see how that shakes out.
Yeah, definitely. If you're an X-Files fan, so let us know. We want to know more of reasons why we should watch this.
I think I've said "shakes out" quite a bit in this episode. I gotta mentally get that out of my head.
Well, shake it out.
Oh God. Okay.
or like your brother said at your wedding, just shake it off.
Just shake it off.
Yeah, so we're going to jump into something we don't normally do, video game news. This is something, a couple things are coming out in the next couple weeks. E3 starts tomorrow, it's big for us. But Halo 5 had some big news come up this week.
Yeah, you're going to have to fill me in because I'm not keeping up with this stuff.
So Halo 5 comes out October. It's a first Xbox One Halo game. I'm ready for this. Nathan Fillion is returning as Buck. This may not be big news for people who don't know, but Buck was one of the main characters in Halo 3 ODST. And that just came out actually as a downloadable content for the Xbox One like 2 weeks ago. But,
I mean, I don't really remember, but didn't all those ODS people like die in that video game?
No, ODST was Reach is the one you're thinking about. Everyone died in Reach.
Okay.
ODST, they all lived.
Oh, I just assumed they all died.
Yeah, no, and in this one, Nathan Fillion actually voiced a character. They kind of modeled him after him the best they could back in like 2008. But now he's coming back as a Spartan 4 in Halo 5, and you can actually play as him on Team Osiris, which is a team hunting the Master Chief and his team down.
Who doesn't love some Nathan Fillion?
Yeah, nobody doesn't love Nathan Fillion. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy even, so just remember that.
Oh yeah, he was like a CG prisoner, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's the one who got the fingers up his nose from Groot.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which is that's kind of where this ties in. Team Osiris, we talked about the Halo Nightfall. I remember Quentin being a big Halo Nightfall guy as well. The main character in Halo Nightfall is the leader of the team hunting the Master Chief on Team Osiris. What we get to with Master Chief's team is Blue Team, and this is for people... I've read all the Halo books. It's a problem. I own most of them on paperback and some hardback. You actually get to play as the Master Chief's team that he's like trained with since he was like 6 years old. For the first time ever.
Oh man, I like this idea. I like the idea of this manhunt. I think that's a really cool angle. I don't know if I'll necessarily get a chance to play this game because I haven't decided if I'm going to go next gen or not, if I'm just going to go PC. But I think this will be cool.
Yeah, and what I really want to point out is that the Blue Team and Osiris, there's 4 different people. It's not just, you're 4 different like Master Chiefs. You each have different abilities depending on which one you play as.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's not just like, I'm this guy, and now I'm going to go to this guy. I got the same gun and everything. Like, they have different abilities, and I think that's going to play out and be awesome and tie into the books, and hopefully get that Halo novel where we've been waiting on. Or not novel, the movie. The series comes at the Halo series, produced by Spielberg, comes out later this fall as well. I think it was Spielberg. Either way, I'm excited. Halo 5. Stay tuned for more news after E3.
As long as I get my jetpack, that's all I care about. I'm the jackass that's playing online, flying around in the jetpack.
You are a jetpack jackass. So, next up, we're going to talk about Batman Arkham Knight.
Man, this game always looks pretty. I never play them, but they always look good. The trailers are so cinematic.
This is technically the third in the trilogy of, like, sequential games, because Arkham Origins was, like, a prequel. And it's only on next gen, but you get to drive the Batmobile. It comes out June 23rd. This is kind of more of a PSA, and it's on current consoles and PC only.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm going to get it. Again, I'm moving the funds. I don't know if I'm going to have time/money to buy a video game in the middle of a move, but I definitely want to know people who are getting it. My friend Brian, who runs Comic Out with me, he pre-ordered it. You get to play as like the Red Hood and Robin and Harley Quinn, and like there's so much add-ons to this game. It's going to be huge. So you may just want to wait a year and get the Game of the Year edition, but...
Yeah, it's a cool-looking game.
Yeah, so just PSA, Arkham Knight, June 23rd. So we're going to jump up. We've been talking about E3 coming out. It's essentially Comic-Con for video games. It's going on, starting tomorrow. Expect a lot of announcements. So that's kind of really all I was leaving with that.
Yeah, I wonder if... I don't know where this information will come out of, but, we've been talking about the new rise, the new age of the video game movie, if we finally ever get a good one. I wonder if those announcements will come out of E3 or if maybe they'll save them for something more like a Comic-Con.
Yeah, that is an interesting question. I know like Ubisoft, and then they have like their own panels and stuff. And if they're like, kind of producing a movie, they may choose E3 to announce it because that would be different.
It's kind of weird, though, because I feel like it's not the same crowd, even though that seems like really bizarre to say. But I feel like people that are really avid video gamers into these games, super hardcore, they don't necessarily want to hear about the movie as much as they want to hear about the new game. They want to know everything that's going to happen in that new game. They want to know the new mechanics, when the date's coming out, if it's going to look good. I feel like the movie would almost be like an afterthought to announce it. I feel like the movie almost needs its own separate place to like live, because you're going to entice those video games fans to go see the film, but I think you also need to entice other people to go see like your action video game film. So I don't know, maybe that's a good place to announce it. I don't know.
I think it'd be a good place to start the hype and continue the hype through Comic-Con. So get people talking word of mouth. I don't know. Well, that's it for video game news. I'm going to be tuning into Xbox's E3 tomorrow. PlayStation, Nintendo, you guys, whatever. I don't care about you.
Yeah, we'll fill you guys in next week if anything superhero related comes through that.
Right. So next we're gonna jump into trivia time.
Oh man, the news goes by so quickly.
I know, right? I'm actually kind of impressed. We got that under an hour for once. So trivia time. Last week we had several people write in. We had a winner right off the bat though on Monday. Marshall. Guy I used to work with at Moby wrote in, gave me all 3 answers correctly. So we're going to go over those answers real quick. Question number 1 was, what weapon does Elektra use? Do you remember what that was, Mike?
It's the Sais, or however you're going to say it.
He does use the Sais.
The thing Raphael has.
Yes, the same weapons Raphael has, Sais. Who does Michael Morbius become? It's like a super person. He's a vampire / living vampire. So that was the second question. Lastly, what does the L in S.H.I.E.L.D. originally stand for? Was it logistics? No, it was actually law enforcement in the comics. And that's kind of what we were going for, was the comic version. I will kind of... it was a true-false, so, I will give I'll give half credit to someone who said true, because I didn't specify, but full credits for anyone who said false. So that gives Marshall our top guy this week.
Yeah.
Current reigning supreme champion Jacob didn't get any right.
Oh.
But I will give a shout out to Quentin for writing in and getting 2.5 points out of 3.
Well,
solid effort.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I mean, if someone's writing in and getting them all wrong, that just means my warning of telling people not to Google this stuff is working, because you can easily Google all these. But so I'm glad people aren't just searching them up.
Yeah, I tell you what. I'm going to give away a really big game next month. I will give away an Xbox One video game next month to whoever can. Like, we were going to have like a super quiz. I'm going to give away a downloadable code for an Xbox One video game.
Ooh, fun.
So I want you guys to get hyped. I want you to get thinking. We're going to make it really hard. I'm going to make July something you got to work for to be a winner.
Ooh, fun.
So now we're going to go into this week's trivia. I actually got them prepared this time.
Ooh, good for you.
Okay, so question 1. Okay, don't Google these.
Okay.
What color is Doc Samson's hair?
Who the hell's Doc Samson?
Well, that means you're not going to get it right. If you'd watched Hulk and the Agents of Smash, you would know.
Oh, okay.
Or Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Mike. Thank you. What is the name of the longtime butler of the Avengers mansion?
Okay.
You can probably get that one. True or false, Iron Man's original armor was yellow and red.
True or false?
True or false? So those are our 3 questions this week. How can they give us those answers, Mike?
Well, you can always reach out to us on Twitter or Instagram, or I guess my Instagram. Oh, I'm getting confused. Anyway, email that stuff to us. You can email us at superheroslate@gmail.com. We have a contact form on our website, or you can just tweet at us, tweet at the show. There's so many ways you can get in contact with us. Just go to superheroslate.com. Right. It's all there.
We have a contact form on the page, even if you can't find anything else to get to us. Yeah. So, just give us our answers. Congratulations to Marshall and Quentin for getting some good points this week.
Yeah, we will not let you fall through the cracks.
No, not at all. Now, if they're not writing in, how can they follow you on their own personal measure?
This is where I was getting confused. Okay, you can follow me. You can follow me at Mike Royer Design on Twitter or Instagram, or you can read some of my webcomics, and some new ones are coming out at pickledcomics.com.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
And if you want to tweet those answers to me, you can do that too.
Yeah,
there's so many ways you can get in touch with us.
Yeah, that's right. I actually had one set of answers coming through my text messages this week because
wow,
we're that cool.
Yeah, so how can they get a hold of you?
Well, you can follow me at Valdan on Twitter. You can check out my mini rampages this week where I was on a roll against Marvel mostly. Not them themselves, just some of their practices. Also, Comic UI news and I guess reviews is what I'm getting ready to put up my Jurassic World review up there. You can also follow Comic UI on Facebook and Twitter and check that out. I don't have any comics coming out, but Mike, you've been putting out some hot ones this past week.
I suppose they're coming out with a ferocity, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a hint or if that's just a good word choice, but I'll take it.
That's just I've been sitting in front of a microphone for like an hour and a half, so I don't really know how words work anymore.
Yeah. Well, just however it shakes out works fine.
See, oh God, however it shakes out.
Yeah. So that's it for this week actually. So I don't know what else. Well, you got anything?
I don't know. I'm hoping we get some good news coming out this week. It was a little light this week, but as always, we can find a way to stretch it.
I think it was just light because it's overshadowed by the Daredevil announcement. Really,
oh, man, that was so cool. But we won't vamp on that too much longer.
Yeah, we'll get something new we can harp on.
Yeah.
So, all right, dudes. Well, that's it for this week's Superhero Slate. We'll catch you next week.
All right, bye guys. Bye.
See ya.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.